as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Set to go now on a prototypical rainy northwestern afternoon. And off we go from Seattle. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Let's go now. Bronco 80.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I've played with to have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He got a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
To the air goes Daniels. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, boy, tough conditions out there. I don't know if the defender slipped or what, but he had a man wide open, and that's a bad one to miss on. They don't come a whole lot easier than that one right there.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And they'll be set up with great field position as this is going to be touchdown right at the 40-yard line.
Hold the ready. Come on. Hey, Buffalo 8, Hawk 70, Hawk 7.
Now a play fake here on first down. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Now this defense for the Commanders, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
They'll try again with the arm here on second down. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. You talk about this Washington defense. They've been pretty solid against the pass. Toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
So prepping for this game, I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
on third down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach Can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
In motion goes the tight end. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is fielded at the 27. Touchdown, Seattle. It's a punt return score of 70 yards. And the Seahawks will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Gets past one man. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now, 1st down. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Check, Bobcat, check, Bobcat. Get it.
On the bootleg, it's Daniels. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And he stopped immediately there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
They'll run with a rookie drafted in the 3rd round. And he's going to be stopped close to the 1st down marker at Washington's 12-yard line. 19-yard line. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And that will be incomplete. Rocky started throwing the football. He's missed now on his first 4 attempts.
Eager to see what his demeanor is going to be from this point forward, because the best ones, they missed the first 15 attempts, and they think they're going to hit the next 15. Let's see if he has that type of an attitude.
Let's go now. Hawk 7, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal, Buffalo 18.
They're going to look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
This unit third best in the NFL in stopping the run.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit. They're facing the #1 rushing team. They have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a third down coming up. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now they'll change things around before the snap. To throw is Daniels. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
On first down, they go to the ground attack.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 8.
Panther Street! Panther Street! Ready, go!
And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
60 Bison! 60 Bison!
Here's Daniels. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Washington going to send out their punter,
as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
Sometimes they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
Let's go now. 70 Timberwolves. Ready.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Cougar 19. Dragon 60.
They'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. This is taken at the 23. A good return there, call it 13 yards.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Set. 60 Eagles. 60.
Daniels looking to throw. Now he'll take this and run. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Go.
Now Daniels. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's a quick throw out to Wilson.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
60 back. 60 back. Let's go.
At the 38-yard line.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And some room to run now.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. They get 17 there. Good for a Commander's 1st down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Panther 60. Panther Street. Panther.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he sidestepped one man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. When they're lined up in the 46 defense like that, running is just going to be a slog.
Especially if you're trying to run in the middle of the defense. So what you're hoping, get a stalemate against the 3 across the front. And can you get some one-on-one blocks that you can win on the perimeter? To me, that's the best place to carry the football.
2nd and 10.
Ready.
Throwing now is Daniels. Complete. Jefferson the target. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
They'll try to run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up at 3.
Washington now going to use the 1st of their 3 timeouts.
As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half.
Okay, break.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Daniels
Setting up the screen for Jenkins.
5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts.
So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
About a half yard from the end zone, 3rd and goal.
Let's go now. 60.
Daniels going to try to sneak. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Jaden Daniels in the final seconds of the first half. And the Commanders have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, it's complete. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that'll make it second down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now a 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. Pierre. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll throw now on the final play. And he is caught. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the 3rd quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches in the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours. Why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout. And that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5.
60 Eagles! 60 Eagles! Ready?
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
Trap 60! Trap 60!
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he is in for a Seattle touchdown. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. A short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Well, they imposed their will on that last drive. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Here we go. 70 Rangers. 70 Lions.
And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. Olave holds it in. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. The bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Check, Panther. Ready. Let go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
On the double.
This 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Check. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. 19 Lions.
They'll drop to throw. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
And his kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal to start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
That's good for 28 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
First down, Washington.
Looking to throw. Daniels.
That is caught by Laporta.
Well, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
16 more on that one and another 1st down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Dropped at the 35, so able to display his strength, but not much room to operate.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. This one brought in by Jefferson.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line.
Now they'll audible to something else.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
Got a man and he hits him in stride. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there, 21 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Ready.
They'll try to run this one in. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Come on.
Daniels going to try to sneak.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
Check. Go.
Daniels going to try to sneak.
Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal.
Go.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And his kick is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers.
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
70 Timberwolves.
2nd and 11. Olave over the middle. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Coverage is awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on the punt for Seattle. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. On the ground, this is Quinshawn Judkins.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, pardon. That play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't it?
Ready? Ready, Lions. Go.
They'll stay on the ground with Judkins.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him.
Just the 1 timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
But they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
60 Vikings. Ready?
Back to throw.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
No tougher place to be in a spot like this than Seattle. Here's 3rd down.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Dragon 60.
He'll look to throw.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
And to the 40-yard line, that's that's where the return stops.
Seahawks take over first down.
Well, it's third down. You're in a tight game in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and it's enough to rattle even the most seasoned of quarterbacks. And here, it looks like he's not quite on the same page as his receiver. This will wind up a turnover.
Charles, in these lower-scoring games, you know it better than anybody. Points are at such a premium, but taking care of the football is king. They played turnover-free from whistle to whistle, and they come through with a victory.
Yeah, and that's what won them the game, because even doing it that way, being that clean partner, they weren't able to really run away with this game. So that tells us just how important it was to make sure you played mistake-free football. That led to the victory.
So for the Seahawks,
they solidify their spot in the playoffs as they run their mark to 12-4 on the year.